Hello and welcome to LEDVANCE's Power Through Launch Series. This is the fourth quarter 2025 external product launch. I'm Lynette Schaefer, the Director of Training. We have a whole heck of a lot to get through today. And since our first product category is outdoor, I just want to take a second to explain some recent changes that also apply to some of the new products that we're going to be talking about as well. So first is dark sky approved. Now, it used to be that the industry could use the icon on the left, but it is now moving to the middle icon. And at one time, we could also say dark sky compliant, but now we need to ensure we say dark sky approved. Now, the icon on the very far right is dark sky approved sea turtle luminaires. And this is a little bit new, so I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a minute to talk a little bit more about dark sky approved commercial luminaires. So I realize there's a lot going on this particular slide, but what you need to know is that in order for a product to have dark sky approval, the CCT must be equal to or less than 3000 K. It also must be 10% dimmable, so down to 10% or less. And there needs to be the shielding options available. In addition, there has to be some limitations on the amount of uplight. It doesn't mean that there can't be any uplight, but it needs to be at least less than 0.5%. There's also a limitation on the high angle light between 80 and 90 degrees. Now, as the industry begins to kind of shift towards a more warm spectrum for outdoor lighting, it's pretty cool because LEDVANCE does a really good job in shining in this category. As a matter of fact, we have a number of products offering a warm spectrum, 1800, 22, and 27K. So we're very acclimated and familiar with the typical 3000, 4000, 5000 K. Well, this one gives you the selectability of 1800, 22, and 2700 K. As a matter of fact, I have the 1800 behind me right now on. It doesn't look as bad as what most people think. Also, the other thing that kind of sets us apart from the competition isn't only the fact that we have a warm spectrum that's selectable, but a lot of the other competitors actually just offer a fixed CCT. So to have that selectability is really important. Now, LEDVANCE was also featured on the IES Progress Report in 2025 with the Innovative Warm Spectrum series. So it's pretty cool that we got awarded and featured for that. Now, I realize many of you are thinking, wow, 1800 is super old, looks like high pressure sodium. But remember, high pressure sodium has terrible CRI. So it's really impossible to distinguish colors. But with the 1800 and the higher CRI that this one has, you can see right here, normally you would never be able to see all the colors in this tie, but you can because it's LED and it's higher CRI. So you can't just assume that warm, kind of yellowy look is going to give you terrible, color quality. It's going to do a great job. So you're going to have great safety, great security. All those concerns that once were with high pressure sodiums go out the door. It looks actually pretty nice. I'm kind of a fan of it now that I actually got to see it in person. Now, when it comes to dark sky approved sea turtle sensitive luminaires, LEDVANCE now offers luminaires in this category as well. So dark sky approved sea turtle luminaires are luminaires that are designed to minimize light pollution and also reduce the negative effects on artificial lighting, specifically for sea turtles. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important especially to hatchlings because they rely on the light and natural light cues from the moon and the stars to navigate from the nest to the ocean. And artificial lights can disorient them, causing them to move inland instead of toward the water. Of course, that can maybe be a problem. So the new DLC 6.0 now includes turtle-friendly luminaires, which are required to meet strict standards for controlling light direction, intensity, and also color, ensuring that the artificial light does not disrupt any natural habitats or behaviors. Basically, what happens is that these luminaires must use a long wavelength, direct emission ambers, LEDs. Short way of saying it is D-amber. All right, so you probably have heard us maybe talk a little bit about D-amber. Going to specifically looking at sea turtle sensitive luminaires, those D-amber LEDs that emit that long wavelength, usually that amber or red. You can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about if you look on the slide, the SPD curve on the very top right. This is actually an example of our newest post top, which is the one behind me. Now, this is not the D-amber version. This is the warm spectrum series. Remember, there's a difference between the two. D-amber is basically just a dominant wavelength of around 597 nanometers, specifically for the post top. This is super less disruptive for sea turtles than your standard white or blue rich LED lighting, which is shown in the bottom right-hand corner, which is a typical LED. So there's a difference. There's warm spectrum, there's D-amber, and don't forget they're two separate things. All right. So now that we kind of have an idea of all of this new stuff, let's check out and see what LEDVANCE is doing to meet the requirements that DLC now has, starting with the post-top luminaire. So this luminaire features OptiSelect technology with a D-amber version. Post-top luminaires are obviously perfect for pathways, public squares, campuses, residential streets. They have that more sort of look as far as modern and decorative sort of look goes. Really great for area lighting. And what's nice about these two is that they avoid the uplight and they reduce light trespass, and they also help to meet dark sky. Now, the product family includes DLC premium listed and dark sky approved products. It is also TAA, which basically means it's going to be something that maybe the government might require for projects or contracts. It is also wet location rated, IP65 and IK08. They are also controls ready. That means you can easily add a standalone sensor or LEDVANCE link controls in the field by just simply unscrewing the receptacle, no wiring required. We also offer the option for shipping the sensor together with the product. And if we do that and you order that specific product, that will actually meet luminaire level light control, also known as LLLC, which is ideal for rebate incentives. Now, this Value Plus luminaire is amazing because it delivers great performance at a super attractive price point. And you'll also notice that the main wattage package features 4 selectable options of 50 watt, 80 watt, 100 watt, 130 watt, all in one product. Now, this is available in your regular 3000, 4000, and 5000 K, but remember, we have that exclusive warm spectrum, 1800, 22, and 27, perfect for dark sky applications. And then, of course, depending on your chosen wattage and your CCT, we can achieve up to 19,500 lumens and up to 150 lumens per watt. Pretty impressive for a post-top. Now, we also offer that D-amber version, like I talked about, 50 watt option, 870 lumens, which is specifically designed for turtle-friendly environments in coastal areas, and is actually the first LEDVANCE product focused in this specific market for turtle-friendly products. Now, the post-top OptiSelect does have a lifetime rating of 100,000 hours at L70. It is also meant to operate at ambient temperatures up to 122 Fahrenheit, 50 C. It's also available in 120 and 347, so super friendly for Canada. And with that 6 kV of surge protection and 5-year warranty, it makes for a really amazing product. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the features, starting with LEDVANCE's successful OptiSelect technology. This means you have 3 types, type 3, 4, and 5 distribution in the same product, adjustable via a switch. So I'm going to turn this light off so you can see what that looks like. All right, so the way that you get to this is by removing this cap right here. There's 2 screws, and they're just adjustable via the switch. Again, no lens swap, no need to remove any screws, except for the 2 little ones, right? But that's not like you're removing 20 different screws. Very simple. This allows the contractors, of course, to easily install the product for various applications, and it needs distributor-friendly for inventory as well. Now, this post-top is dual selectable. Again, CCT and wattage adjustable right here, meaning you can have that versatility. You can enhance the comfort, productivity, whatever's going on in the space, you've got you covered. The switch is easily accessible again by lifting up that top part of the mounting located underneath the photo cell. The photo cell is actually this little top piece right here. Now, you can choose from that 3000, 4000, 5000 or the warm spectrum. Our advanced warm spectrum, of course, is our commitment to promoting responsible lighting, also recognized, as I mentioned, that 2025 IES report too. So moving on to more features and benefits, there's also flexibility with this product because you have the integrated photo cell. Now, this can be easily enabled or disabled using the included cover. So what happens is that you're going to probably want to try to unscrew the top here. It doesn't unscrew. You just simply have to pop off the top. There's a little cap here, and that will either enable or disable the photo cell. The other thing, too, is that it does come with the standard post top that fits onto a 2 and 3/8 inch tendon. We also offer optional arm, wall, pendant, and surface mount options. This product is really designed to deliver flexibility for multiple applications, as you can see with all those different mounts. Now, the family also features the first D-amber turtle-friendly product. We already talked about that. Most important, it doesn't have that blue light spectrum. Now, this product is also versatile as far as the mounting options. It can be adaptable to a wide range of installation needs. You've got your post top, you got your wall, your pendant, your surface, a bunch of different types of flexibility for any application. Now, if you need more control than just a basic photo cell, this post top is also controls ready. So it has a controls ready receptacle right here on the top where you can easily add a standalone or network lighting control to achieve energy optimization. Of course, with LEDVANCE Link network lighting solutions, you can group luminaires, create zones, set high-end trim, low-end trim. You can set schedules. You can enable and disable the sensors. You can do programming for ambient threshold. All that great stuff, all amazing, and can be all done through the free app. Or you can also do some local control using the wireless controller too. So you would commission it via the free app, either for Android or Apple. Or you can use a wireless wall controller as another option after you get through commissioning. Make sure I said that right. I kind of fumbled a little bit, but you get it. Commissioning for the app, wireless wall controller for independent control in the space. So to show you what that looks like, we actually have a new product we're going to be talking about a little bit later. But this is our network lighting control solution. You do need the adapter, and then this would screw right directly into this. Give you an idea. It does have a gasket on there, so it's going to be IP rated, so don't worry about that with the sensor, but that gives you visually what it would look like if you did use that. Now, again, as I mentioned, specific item numbers are also LLLC, luminaire level light control, which can guarantee larger rebate incentives depending on the region, and those specific item numbers ship with the necessary network level control components. So it's not like you can order the product and then order the control component. They all have to be ordered together, and it is a separate item number as a whole. You get everything together to get that LLLC. Another really important feature to highlight is the superior painting. So this product passes a 1,000-hour salt spray testing for superior corrosion protection, especially important for marine environments. When we start talking about trigger-friendly products, that's obvious in the coastal areas, we need to make sure that we have a product that can withstand that salt. The aluminum housing with the IQ65 and the IK08 rating are available, and the housing is also available in bronze, black, white, or gray. So it meets a lot of different applications. And of course, we also have an optional glare shield that will help reduce light trespass even further in case you need that as well. So here's just an example to show the difference between the three distribution types. 130 watt luminaire mounted at 20 feet. So we chose 130 watt mounted at 20 feet. You can see the type 3 spreads the light more to the sides and less forward, while the type 4 pushes the light further forward. And then, of course, the T5 provides that symmetrical distribution, and that's perfect for areas like the center of a parking lot or any space where you need uniform light in all directions. And again, that's all done by a little switch found right underneath here. So in summary, the LEDVANCE Opti Select Coast Top Luminaire offers remarkable flexibility for that MLLLC option to the D-Amber Turtle Friendly. And of course, you can't forget the controls ready. This product can be tailored to suit specific requirements of new construction, remodel, or of course, any retrofit application. And it is adaptable to so many suitable environments, everything from small walkway paths to ocean areas to expansive commercial plazas. So moving on, LEDVANCE's Opti Select feature is now available in LEDVANCE's newest sports light. And this is this one right here. This product is perfect for various sports lighting applications, but also for ports and rail yards. Lots of opportunities here. Now, this luminaire does come with some incredible certifications. DLC Premium, 3G rating. It is also UL certified, wet location, IP66, IK08, and is backed by a 5-year NLB trusted warranty. There are 2 sizes to choose from. You got the S500, which is 16 inches in diameter, and you got the S750 coming in at just shy of 19 inches in diameter. This does have a black housing, 3 beam distribution selections from 30, 40, and 60 degrees, and 3 wattage selectable options too, either 300, 400, or 500 watts, or 450, 600, and 750 watts. Now, the lumens do range from as low as 49,500 up to 123,750. This product also achieves an impressive 165 lumens per watt. Both are available, by the way, both sizes are available in 120 to 277 volts or 200 to 480 volt. And it also is available in either 4,000 or 5,000 K. So no selectability on CCT. It does also have 0 to 10 volt dimming down to 10%. built-in surge protection of 10 kV as well. First of all, the distributions are adjustable via a switch. No lens swap. You guys already know that. Really no major screws to remove. It is actually located, that switch, one, this is a heavy fixture, is right here on the back here. There's a little knockout, just like our other ones. You just take a screwdriver, unscrew it. You can get to all of those really easily. What's nice about this is that when you don't have to open up the lens, it does truly protect the luminaire from elements in the event that the distribution needs to be changed in the field. Maybe it's a rainy day. None of that you have to worry about with this because this is just a simple switch. And as I was saying, there are 3 beam angles. You've got the 30, the 40, and the 60 degrees. That does deliver a 5x5, a 6x6 NEMA distribution. And just in case you're trying to figure out 5x5 and 6x6, I had to do a little research on this. I also asked the product manager for a little help too. But 5x5 and 6x6 basically describes the horizontal and vertical beam spread of the angles of a luminaire. So the first number is the horizontal beam spread in degrees, and the second number is the vertical beam spread in degrees. So these numbers are basically based on fixed angular ranges set by NEMA. So a type 5 is typically anywhere between 60 and 100 degree beam spread, if that helps explain any of that. Now, of course, we already know the ability to have your beam distribution selectability in this type of luminaire ensures uniform illumination across the plane surfaces. It minimizes shadows and glare that can impact visibility. And of course, proper beam distribution also enhances safety, and it performs by providing that consistent light level that you need. So it's really nice to be able to have a product like this and be able to also have all the customization that you may need as well. So just to kind of give you a little bit more examples of the 3 beam angles, the 30, the 40, and the 60 degree. You can kind of see on this little drawing here is that the 30 degrees is going to be a little bit more narrow, right? The 40 degrees is going to be a little bit more wider, I guess, and push it up maybe just a little bit further. And then, of course, the type 5 is going to give you, or the 60 degrees is going to give you much broader distribution. So that kind of helps explain that a little bit, and it's nice to see the visual. Now, besides the beam distribution, of course, there's water selectability feature. We all know this gives everybody a little bit more control over energy consumption and also helps improve management of inventory. In the box, when you open this thing up, there is a yoke mount and also a visor for glare control. You get both of those in the box. There is an optional slip fitter, which is available for tenon-mounted installations. It also has a really nice UV polycarbonate lens. You can kind of hear it and feel it right here. It has the IP66 rating, so it can be completely protected against dust and also powerful water jets. So think about heavy hail or wind or whatever that might be hitting that. There's also the ANSI 3G vibration rating, which is great because that means it's going to withstand the wind, any rumbles from the traffic going by, and other environmental factors. So it's really important to have a 3G rating on luminaires, especially like these. It also has a nice, durable, power-coated finish that can resist up to a 500-hour salt spray testing. Was done for superior corrosion protection. And of course, 10 kV of surge protection safeguards it against any power surges that there may be as well. Not only is the product built to last with all that stuff I just talked about, but there's also maintenance and ease of installation too. So what do I mean by that? Well, the driver on the back of this thing can be mounted up to 160 feet away or 50 meters away, allowing for quicker mounting and also lower labor costs. And of course, we can't forget to mention that the weight of the driver for the 500 watt version is just 25 pounds. Seems pretty light, but when you're installing a lot of these, it's really nice to have it without the driver, which brings it down to just 19 pounds. For the 750 watt, you're looking at 34 pounds with the driver and just 27 pounds without the driver. So it's really important for structural calculations. You know, if you're the installer, if I'm the installer, I would really appreciate a version that is not so heavy to install. So very important to kind of keep that in mind. Moving on. In summary, LEDVANCE's Sports Light Opti Select offers that selectable beam distribution, and wattage options. It features that robust certifications, high durability, IP66, 3G rating, advanced surge protection, the ability to remote mount the driver 160 feet away. All of that means practical solution for demanding lighting needs for all of those sports light type areas that you may need, or rail yards, or anywhere you need a whole bunch of light. So that is the sports light. So Ligia, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you. If you could see if there was any questions and read those and answer them for us. Thank you.
Yep, sure. Thank you, Nines. So we don't have any questions on the post-op. We do have one question on the sports light. Scott is asking about the laser pointer. So the laser pointer is optional now. It's not, I know that before it was included in the box, now not anymore. And the main reason for that is that the laser pointer has batteries, and that kind of makes it a little harder to ship, causing delays in the shipment process and storage and all that. So that's why we removed the battery component, the laser pointer from the box. And also because we don't actually need the laser pointer for all the sports light. You just need one for each installation, each project. So basically, that's it. And we just got a new question from Jay. Do you offer layouts of this type of project? Yes, we do offer lighting layouts for sports lights, parking lots, and other projects as well.
All right, great. If you have any more questions referring to these two products, just put them in the chat. Ligia will be happy to answer those via the chat. All right. Thank you, Ligia. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. So the next couple slides, quite a few slides, are going to be about replacement lamps. And when it comes to replacement lamps, and really any product for that matter, certifications are super important because not all manufacturers have the same certifications. UL and ETL safety standards are important because you can trust the product is rigorously tested and approved for safe use. So if you don't see that, question it. When the product adheres to RoHS guidelines, you'll see RoHS. It means that it limits hazardous materials to protect the environment and user health. When you see FCC compliance, that means the product won't interfere with other electronics, keeping everything running smoothly. And of course, Title 20 compliant is critical if you're in California. This is a must for legal sale and installation, ensuring energy efficiency, environmental responsibility without compromising quality. And many of our products, by the way, you're also going to see that NLB trusted warranty. That basically just gives users peace of mind that products are going to not only perform the way that it's intended to, but if there's a problem, you know exactly how it's going to be handled. So as we move into the lamp section, please be sure to note these icons on each of the slides because it really does show our commitment to quality, and it's so important in the marketplace these days. So the next few products also are going to feature TrueWave. So I just want to take a second to kind of explain what TrueWave is and why TrueWave is so important. So basically what TrueWave does is it controls the blue wavelengths. It also helps lower the glare that sometimes you get from most LEDs. It reduces eye strain. It also supports an improved sleep-wake cycle. TrueWave products also feature lower flicker than other major competitors and properly saturates reds to make spaces and flesh tones accurate and vibrant without oversaturating anything. What you're going to find from other manufacturers, they will sometimes oversaturate red, which will compromise energy efficiency. So additionally, the other nice thing about TrueWave products is that they're all going to have a 90 plus CRI. So keep that in mind as I go through the next few slides. So the first product is the TrueWave A19. Looks like a regular lamp that I'm holding here. I get it, but it is rated for 15 watts, 1600 lumens, and has an LPW lumens per watt of 106. This is designed to replace your 100-watt incandescent bulb that many of you may still be using or others are using that you may be doing business with. It's going to offer similar brightness with much lower energy consumption. Now, this is a common A19 kind of classic bulb or lamp design, which is great because it's compatible with a wide range of fixtures in both residential and also commercial applications. Now, like most of our lamps we are presenting today, these are dimmable down to 10% via triac forward phase or electronic low voltage reverse phase dimmer models. That is true with nearly all the products I'm presenting unless I say otherwise. All right, now this lamp is available in multiple retail pack sizes. You got a 1-pack, a 2-pack, a 4-pack, and a 6-pack. Most of the lamps presented today operate effectively between -4 degrees Fahrenheit and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. $15,000 life with a 5-year limited warranty based on 3 hours per day operation. Key features include the ability for these to be used in enclosed fixtures, suitable for damp, I got a high five on that, suitable for damp locations, wide range of CCT options. You see them here. I'm going to say them once. If we have multiple CCTs, 27, 3,000, 35, 4,000, and 5,000 K. I'm not going to continue to repeat myself, so just keep that in mind for the future slides I'm going to present. In response to the current market trends, you're going to notice that this TrueWave 100-watt lamp is transitioning from that larger A21 shape. And the reason for that, the reason that we're going a little bit smaller is because a more compact size of an A19 is better for compatibility and a better form factor. Now, this update ensures it fits seamlessly into existing fixtures, supports easy upgrades, and also meets today's fixtures compatibility and all that standards that we have to meet now. As I mentioned, 90 CRI because it is a TrueWave lamp, and of course, Title 20 compliant, making it essential for legal sale in California. And of course, you can't forget the TrueWave technology. It's the heart of the lamp's performance, and you can also customize this lamp with that dimmable feature that I talked about. And by the way, this is also available in that clear glass finish, which delivers that bright kind of vivid light that mimics that classic look of an incandescent lamp, but you get the LED performance. Now, the TrueWave A19 100-watt LED lamp isn't just about lighting a room. It truly is about enhancing your space, saving the energy, and improving your well-being. That's what I love about TrueWave. And this is a full category of products now, especially available in clear and frosted options in that smaller A19 form factor. And that's all about keeping up with the market trends. Moving on to the next one, we have another TrueWave product. This is the B10. Offered in 75 and 100 watts. The TrueWave B10 comes in 2 wattage options. You've got the 7.5 and the 8 watt. Of course, the 8 watt is going to give you a little bit more lumens. It's designed to replace your traditional 75 watt and 100 watt incandescent bulb, but of course, far less energy consumption. As a matter of fact, these are 112 lumens per watt, which is pretty cool for a little lamp like this. This is available in that kind of special B10 sort of classic candle shape. It features bent tip. You can kind of see it at the top here, maybe not so much what I'm holding, but obviously in the photo on the slide. And it also has that clear glass finish. And of course, the candelabra base, the little tiny base, which is noted by C in the part number. This is perfect for chandeliers, sconces, and decorative fixtures. This lamp is also damp location, dimmable, has a CRI of 90 plus because of course it's got that TrueWave. And you've got the choice of your CCTs, either 2700K, 35K, or 5000K. Again, this is not a selectable product. You actually would have to choose which one you want. This lamp also has a 13-year lamp life and can be used in enclosed luminaires, but be sure not to exceed that operating temperature because, of course, LEDs don't like heat and they don't like moisture. So when purchasing this lamp, of course, you can enjoy peace of mind with a 5-year limited warranty backed by that NLB trust and warranty based on 3 hours per use per day. You got the 3 CCT options. Instead of that larger B13 size, it's transitioned to that B10 shape for that more sleek look that's going to fit into more applications. The clear glass is also nice because it's going to give you that bright, vivid look, the exceptional color quality of 90 plus CRI, the fact that it can be put into enclosed fixtures and has a damp location is basically mean that it can be used in tons of different applications, from bathrooms to covered patios to utility closets. And of course, with that TrueWave technology and the dimmability functionality, and the fact that it is also meets the California strict standards for energy savings, why not, right? This is a great lamp for all of those applications. So in summary, the TrueWave B10 75 watt and 100 watt new lamps have that technical excellence with that TrueWave technology. And of course, you're getting a lamp that has that high lumen output in that small B10 form factor as well. So rounding out the TrueWave product additions are the 5 CCT selectable lamps. We've got a couple of them in my hand right here. These are going to be great for a lot of different applications, from your track lighting to driveways to backyards and porches, residential applications, you name it. There are also mini lamp types ranging from your standard A19 to your BR to your PARs and PAR 38s. Tons of different wattages, lots of lumens available, 5.5 watts all the way up to 15.5 watts, and as little as 450 lumens up to 1300 lumens. So lots of variations. The nice thing about these two is that they have an L70 life rating of 25,000 hours under your typical operating temperature. These are dimmable down to 10% with that traditional triac or forward phase or reverse phase dimmer, like I mentioned earlier. Just no, don't put these in an emergency light fixture. They're not suitable for that or any exit signs. They are not designed for that type of application. And they do come with a 5-year limited product warranty and backed by the NLB trusted warranty. So like with any of our True Wave products, you've got that high 90 CRI, you've got the True Wave that's going to help with your eye comfort, reduce the glare, and also controls the amount of blue wavelength. Also, the selectability of this is kind of nice. You do have that choice of 5 different CCTs from 27 to 500. There's a little switch on the side on both of these, as you can see, and actually on all of these, the two I'm holding, you can see here. Keep in mind also that the PAR 38 is rated for wet locations. The PAR 38 is the only one that is rated to be used in outdoor applications exposed to rain. All the other types only meet damp location, so they are only suitable for areas that maybe have moisture, maybe bathrooms, covered patios, or garages, but not direct exposure to water. Only the PAR 38 is available for that. All right, moving on. All right. So with the True Wave selectable lamps here, with the 5CCT family, now we have a full family of the 5CCT selectable lamps that offer 25,000 hours life. So they're perfect for any space where you're looking for a lamp that's going to last a long time, which is great. Moving on to the next one are the white LED filament lamps. Hopefully you can kind of see this. I should have wore something a little darker. But anyways, these are available in 2700K and 5000K already, but we are now adding another standard color, CCT color temperature of 35K. It's nice because it gives you that nice neutral pleasant glow. These lamps are excellent for just general lighting, and they fit a wide variety of applications. Think about like track lighting or driveways, backyards, porches. Obviously, I'm holding the globe, the G1, but there's a lot of different shapes. There's the A19, the G25 that I've got in my hand, actually, this is a G16 and a half, sorry, and the B10. Either way, they all have that white filament. They come with different wattages, lumen outputs, all that good stuff. And it also has LPW of 133, which is pretty cool for a lamp. These are dimmable down to 10%. They are approved for use in enclosed fixtures, not vapor type, but enclosed fixtures. They are also suitable for wet locations, and they also are not intended for use in emergency lighting fixtures, just like the last ones we talked about. We also have some nice packaging, either a 2-pack or 4-pack. By the way, all of these lamps come in some really great packaging. So they're really great to have in a display at your counter, for instance, or other areas where you're displaying product. They all look really, really nice. So keep that in mind as well. So what's the real feature of this lamp? Well, it's the white filament. These are becoming increasingly favored in the market because of their sort of stylish look and feel. The white filament has that contemporary look of a traditional lamp. And so if you have to expose the lamp, it gives you that kind of elegance and that sort of look that you want when the lamp is turned off, but it also gives you awesome light during the day when maybe the lights are on or off. Either way, on and off, they both look good in either direction because you got that white filament. These also have a clear glass housing, of course. The glass sort of helps kind of illuminate better and have that more vivid and vibrance that you sometimes want to go after in some applications, whether it's hospitality or retail or stylish homes, maybe. They do have that wet rating, which is nice. And they come in a lot of different shapes and bases and all that good stuff. So you can retrofit these into a lot of different applications. And of course, with the addition of that 3500K line extension, that helps benefit for having more of a expanded range for that particular lamp family. And of course, the 3500K provides that sort of balanced glow that a lot of people are kind of looking for. And it's nice because it rounds out that existing 2700K and 5000K portfolio that we already have. So to sum it up, white filament lamps are a smart choice for anyone seeking energy efficient and reliable lighting solutions. So excellent one to kind of keep in mind with that addition of the 3500K. Next up, and we have a couple more of these to get through. I know the lamps are a little bit long here, but we got a lot of great lamps that we're launching. So next up is our innovative 5CCT selectable white filament. It's going to have all the same aspects of what I just talked about with the white filament. This is available in an A19, a B10, and an ST19. Of course, I'm hand holding the A19. This is going to be really good for entryways, backyards, maybe garage, stairways, hallways, decorative use. And of course, we have that B10, which is great for ideally lighting more like accent lighting or smaller luminaires or fixtures. The ST19, that shape is really better for larger spaces or areas where you need to have maybe a little bit brighter light. And then, of course, the A19, that's that perfect shape, that's that standard household fixture that many of us may be using. Now, this lamp actually goes all the way up to 136 lumens per watt. So you've got that energy efficiency. You can choose from 5 CCTs, which is located on the base of the lamp right here. It does have a lifespan of 15,000 hours at L70, and it can be used in a variety of indoor or outdoor applications. All of them are approved for use in enclosed fixtures, except for the 11 watt A19 and the ST19. Those are the only ones in this family that are not approved for enclosed fixtures. Each lamp does come with a 3-year warranty and is part of the NLB Trusted Warranty Program, and these two are not suitable for emergency lighting. What really truly sets this apart is that they are designed for both performance and aesthetics. So you've got the white filament, looks good both on or off. The CCT selector switch is conveniently located at the base of the lamp, so there's no bulky heat sink or visual obstruction. It's just a sleek, kind of unobstructed look, which is nice. And of course, the ability to choose from 5 CCTs as low as 2,700K to 5,000K means you can manage inventory and customize your lighting for any job, any mood, any task. And of course, these lamps are dimmable, which makes them more suitable for setting the mood for any room or anything that you're doing. So these 5 CCT selectable white filament lamps, the A19, the B10, and the ST19, really do combine that high efficiency that we're looking for, along with that customized CCT option. And of course, this now has a full family of selectable white filament lamps that are suitable for wet locations and enclosed fixtures, with a switch on the base for the ball to give you that aesthetically pleasing look. And they make for a great choice. So it's a great product that kind of rounds out our portfolio for that as well. The last 3 products, I think we're down to the last 3 products here for lamps. The Contractor Series 5 CCT. So this one, leave is this. I have a whole pile of lamps here, so I'm hoping I'm grabbing the right ones. But these lamps deliver up to 155 lumens per watt, 5 CCT selectable. They are engineered for reliability. So each lamp has a lifespan of 11,000 hours at 1170. You can choose from frosted or clear finishes. The 5 CCT selectability allows you to choose from those standard 5 CCTs in the field. And for ultimate control, you've got the dimming down to 10%. These are the only ones that are not dimmable are the A19 and the A21. So there are 2 that are non-dimmable, the A19 and the A21. These are also, as a whole family, not made for emergency lighting. And they are also not suitable for totally enclosed fixtures either. Okay, unlike a lot of our other ones, the Contractor Series 5 CCT not in totally enclosed luminaire. And then depending upon your project, you can also pick on different retail or different packaging. You got your RP for 2 SKUs or your RP4 for 4 SKUs. So besides all the great features already highlighted on my first slide, this also comes in at a really entry-level price. And so it helps have a cost-competitive product at a really affordable price, but comes with your ability to select your CCT, accessible right there on the side of the lamp, aids in inventory, job site customization, and of course, the additional long life is another bonus with this product. So keep in mind, Contractor Series 5cc selectable lamp has that high efficiency, adaptability, proven reliability, all at an attractive price, making them a very smart choice. Moving on to the last 2. And this is not the last 2 products of this product launch, by the way. These are just the last 2 traditional lamp replacements. So these 2 actually look the same, the next 2. I was going to grab both of them, but they practically look identical. So I'm just going to use this one as my guide here. So this is the 5CCT selectable A19 LED lamp with motion sensor. Why would you want to use this? Well, it's perfect for automatic lighting when you must have the light lit up in the space without having to turn on a light switch or have it maybe off, so you don't have to worry about turning off the light switch. So think about entryways, backyards, garages, hallways, stairwells, that kind of thing, general outdoor spaces maybe. No more having to fumble for a switch. Just keep the switch on and the lamp will do the work for you. It is available in 2 sizes. You got the 8 watt and the 13 watt. The 13 watt's actually nice because it goes all the way up to 1600 lumens. It does also go up to 123 lumens per watt. These are rated for damp location. They are also 5CCT selectable right here on the side of the lamp. And the A19 LED lamp, as we talked about, can fit into a lot of different applications. It's also rated for 15,000 hours. So it's going to last for a pretty darn long time. It's supported by that NLB trusted warranty. And of course, these are not intended for emergency fixtures, like I said before. So what is the most important standout feature of this? Well, of course, the integrated microwave motion sensor. This allows it to sense movement with a range of about 10 to 15 feet. It does offer that complete 360-degree detection angle. And what happens is that after no motion is sensed, then what happens is the light remains on for 40 seconds before shutting off. This automated operation, it means that you never have to worry about forgetting to turn the lights on or off. The medium base is nice because it's at E26, fits in a lot of typical fixtures that we have. Compatibility is going to be very easy. It does have that omnidirectional light out source too, so it's going to give you that general light without having dark shadows and dark spots and so forth. As I mentioned, it's damp location, so it's going to be good for areas where there's maybe moisture, but not suitable for wet location. And of course, with that built-in switch, it's also very convenient to change your CCT, which we all know the benefits are flexibility in the field and inventory reduction. Of course, the 5CCT selectable A19 with motion sensor helps ensure safety and convenience by ensuring the light is only on when you need it, which conserves energy, and it's a great addition to our offering. Moving on to another traditional lamp LED replacement, the 5CCT selectable A19 Dusted On. Looks exactly like the motion one. That's why I'm folding it. The same one. They look the same. This is also an A19. It also is available almost in the same watts, 8 and 12, 800 lumens or 1600 lumens. It does have slightly greater lumens per watt than the motion sensor one. This one comes in at 133. Another big difference is instead, of course, having the motion sensor, it has a built-in dusk to dawn sensor, which means it automatically turns on when ambient light levels drop in the evening and shuts off, of course, when daylight returns. This lamp is really going to be suitable for outdoor applications, of course. So think about porch lighting, driveways, maybe garden paths, security lights. They're also really great for, a lot of other damp location, or think of maybe a closet or other areas that you maybe need light all the time, or you want light to be on. I'm maybe not a faucet. That was a bad example. Sorry. And blah, blah, whatever. But think about all the other applications besides just outdoor applications. There's some other ones that could be suitable for indoor use too. But obviously most people are going to put it in an outdoor application. So as I mentioned, the omnidirectional, the 5CCT, the fact that it has that dusk to dawn. The way that this dusk to dawn works, by the way, is that it basically looks at the ambient light. If the ambient light drops below 50 lux or 50 lux or below, it is going to turn on. When it hits around 100 lux, then it's going to go off. And there's about a 30-second delay to prevent unnecessary cycling, because we know sometimes on cloudy, rainy, icky days, sometimes it can do a little bit of cycling. So having a little bit of a delay is sort of nice in case there are clouds that go by fairly quickly or whatever. But at any rate, the ambient light drops to 50 lux at dusk and off when it rises to 100 lux, typically at dawn. Additionally, the lamp has that durable plastic housing, so it's going to be a lot safer than glass. It does resist breakage. I dropped it. It's still here. And it does also help reduce injuries because there's no glass. So that's also a nice little feature. All right, so the Dusk to Dawn lamp makes for an excellent choice for anyone seeking a reliable, adaptable, and safe lighting. Dusk to Dawn, right here. All right. Allie, what kind of questions do we have?
So we have two questions. The first question is, what is the THD on the lamps? The lamps being the 100-watt A19. They were spec'd to be below 25%. The exact value, I'd have to look at my test reports, but below 25%. The second question is, are all of these lamps Title 20 compliant? And that question was for the white filament lamps. Currently, the white filament portfolio of products are not Title 20 compliant. And that was it.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. All right, moving on. So we have one more LED lamp that we're going to talk about today, and then we're going to move into some controls and a ballast and also EV charger. Just to kind of give an idea of what's happening here. So this one here is the LED high bay retrofit lamp. It's a perfect solution for upgrading from traditional HID lamps. And now more than ever is a great time to do that because of the legislation changes. So this lamp's going to deliver directional light output. Okay. It's going to be adaptable for a lot of applications from big box retail stores, commercial storage facilities, manufacturing plants. The directional light is perfect for various applications with or without the use of reflectors or refractors. I sort of like to use a reflector or a refractor just from a visual look. It looks nice, but you really don't need either one of them. This lamp is DLC. It is also IP64 damp location. It is also controls ready. It's got the little port right here, the receptacle right here in the middle. It is also dual selectable. That is on the back of the luminaire. I'll show you that more in a little bit. You can choose from 120, 140, or 160 watts and 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 K. This product also has a super impressive lumen range of 20,400 all the way up to 25,600. And what's really cool about this product, 170 lumens per watt. Now, this is a Type B mogul base. It does operate at 120 to 277 volts. It does ship with this little plastic housing to help protect it as well. You'll get that. And of course, with any replacement lamps, it's also important to consider ambient temperature because excessive heat can be really detrimental to LEDs. So just keep in mind the temperature range on this one is negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. And the other thing to consider, it has 6 kV of surge protection. So it's going to be able to help reduce any issues that may happen because of, surge protection issues or quality of power coming in. Now, as I mentioned, this is a Type B ballast bypass, so you do not need to worry about having ballast compatibility issues. You don't have to worry about maintaining a ballast either, but when you install it, you obviously have to bypass the ballast. As I mentioned, it is controls ready. You can add a network lighting control or a standard standalone control. And what's cool about the network lighting controls is you have all that feature that I talked about earlier, the grouping, the zoning, the setting the high-end trim, the low-end trim, enabling and disabling any sensors that you might put on it. And of course, reliability is super important with this product too. 50,000 hours at L70. It's going to last way longer, nearly 5 times or more than a traditional light source. Something else to consider is that it does have an aluminum housing, which ensures that you're going to have a lamp that remains cool and operates. It also has a polycarbonate lens, so it's going to be really good for robust environments. Also, speaking of the robust design, it does have an integrated heat sink, and you can kind of see the fins on the back of this thing. So it's going to help have that longevity, and it's also going to help get to that 170 lumens per watt that I mentioned earlier. Now, from a safety and security standpoint, these sort of LED replacements are nice because you're going to get that 80 CRI. If you're familiar with any of our older technology, those all usually have a 70-ish CRI, maybe even lower than that. And so it's going to help with any safety and security, any camera videoing, anything like that. You're going to be able to have that facial recognition a lot better with something like this. And of course, it's going to use a heck of a lot less energy. And overall, it's actually a great product. Everybody thinks you should go to a corn cob when you're replacing high bays, but really, this lamp is the one to use. This is a really good, unless it's a refractor, maybe in that case you want to use a corn cob. Otherwise, if you've got a reflector, this is a great product because it's going to push all that light all together down and do a much better job. So think about this next time you are upgrading or thinking about upgrading the replacement lamps. So Brian, do you have any questions at all on this product?
I don't see any questions at the moment. I'm happy to take them if there are any, but good job.
Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, moving on. So we're going to switch gears a little bit. Forgot where I put this thing. All right, so we're going to move into network lighting controls. So the latest addition to LEDVANCE's Link solution is a black housing 3.5 millimeter Bluetooth BLE low energy mesh outdoor PIR sensor. We also have a new adapter that is item number 75944, which is black, and it is of course recommended to be used with the 75913 outdoor link sensor. They go together just like I showed you earlier. Now, the 3.5 millimeter low voltage outdoor PIR sensor and controller is UL certified. They are also both wet location, IP66, and it is also DLC. And of course, it has that screw-in design, which means it's going to fit seamlessly into a range of LEDVANCE's outdoor and even industrial luminaires, making it ideal for parking lots, city squares, parks, streets, walkways, exterior entryways, warehouses, production areas, anywhere that you want to start doing network lighting controls. All of that's going to be great. And the matching adapter, of course, makes it really look nice. And you can kind of see earlier when I put this together, it matches. It's a beautiful thing. It also has a 44,000 hour rated life, 5-year warranty. It operates efficiently in ambient temperatures from -22 degrees Fahrenheit to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. It also supports 0 to 10 volt dimming with dim to off capability, and it does run on a standard 12 volt DC power supply. So let's get into some additional details. So remember, it is compatible with LEDVANCE Link, which is a DLC approved network lighting control. Okay, so if you're looking for rebates, this is going to do it for you. Upon commissioning, the users can, of course, group luminaires, create zones, enable and disable the motion sensor, and the ambient sensors as well. You can set sensitivity. All that's done through the free app available for Android or iOS. Now, this product has an impressive 200-foot or 60-meter clear line of sight wireless communication. That means these things can be basically put 200 feet apart from one another, which is great because sometimes in a big parking lot, you may have luminaires that are far apart, not maybe 200 feet, but this is going to do a great job of making sure that you can cover the area without having to have extra single boosters. So it's really perfect for large parking lots, city parks, large industrial zones. And of course, with that 3.5 millimeter screw-in base, it's super easy to add a network lighting control solution to, for instance, say our post-op luminaire and many of our other outdoor luminaires for that matter. Now, the sensor does support 0 to 10 volt dimming and dim to off capability. With this, what that actually means is if you have a driver that is dim to off, then of course you will have dim to off functionality. If your driver is not dim to off, then of course it's not going to have that capability. So just make sure if you're thinking dim to off, make sure you have a driver that's dim to off. It also has an IP66 rating. You can see the nice gaskets here on both the adapter as well as the 3.5 network lighting control Bluetooth mesh sensor as well. It's going to help from getting any moisture or dust into the product. And of course, with that Bluetooth low energy mesh, you're going to have that reliable connection, faster data transfer. The PIR sensor and the ambient threshold sensor excel in outdoor spaces. So all those situations that I talked about earlier, this is going to be really good. The PIR sensor is really great for areas where you have maybe occupancy patterns that maybe vary or maybe precise control where lighting is needed. The PIR sensor is going to perform really well. And of course, that ambient threshold sensor is also going to do great things for outdoor applications. So let's just take a second to talk about that just a little bit more. So first of all, PIR, passive infrared. It detects changes in infrared radiation that is typically emitted by objects or maybe humans or even animals. So when a warm body passes in front of the sensor, there is a change typically in temperature. You would hope there would be. And at that time, the lights will turn on. There has to be a difference between ambient temperature and in the human or the car or the forklift or whatever's in that space. Okay. That is basically how a PIR sensor works. And it also needs line of sight, unlike a microwave sensor. So the sensor also has, as I mentioned, an ambient threshold sensor built in, and it operates by continuously monitoring the light intensity. So what happens is when the light crosses over a predefined threshold, either rising above or dropping below a set value, say 50 lux, for instance, and then by the way, that's all programmed in the app. You can set that number what you want it to be. But what happens is that when it gets to that level that you program it to be, the sensor basically tells the luminaire to turn on or turn off. And so this is perfect for lights that maybe need dusk to dawn, or maybe I kind of think of it as like a traditional photo cell, but with a little bit extra features because you can set the level that it actually would turn on. Okay. So ambient threshold is kind of the new name for photo cell. Now, the sensor itself can be mounted up to 40 feet or 12 meters high, which is unusual. Some people are going to say, no way, PIR can't do it. Yep, this can be mounted up to 40 feet with a maximum detection area of 40 feet in diameter. Now, there are sensor default settings, as you can see here. I'm not going to read through all of this, but I am going to give you a scenario. So the sensor default settings operate in standalone mode, and it keeps the luminaire off during daytime, and then it turns on to 100% brightness at night. When the motion is detected, the fixture then remains at 100% on, and if no motion is detected, it dims down to 50%. So this allows a little bit more time to commission the sensor before it's grouped and linked with other sensors. And so it just gives you a little bit more flexibility out there. So in the event that you need light in the space, you know that you can put this thing in and not commission it right away. You can come back to it and it's still going to perform without, having no light at all in the space. So it's a nice little thing to think about when you're programming. And it's not like you have to install them and hurry up and commission them too. You've got a little bit of leeway there. All right, so to recap, the 3.5 millimeter BLE outdoor PIR sensor and controller is a powerhouse. It truly is. It has all those advanced features. It's got that robust design. It's got the IP ratings, and it makes it really a smart choice if you're looking at trying to group and zone luminaires and do all that fun stuff. I am just going to take a quick side note. I got this sent to me too. What did I do with it? There's a white adapter too that we have now. I don't have the part number right in front of me, but there it is right here. So this is the white adapter. It also has that rating on there too, that gasket on there. And so just kind of keep in mind that is also somewhat new to our portfolio. So we didn't officially launch that, but it kind of goes in partnership with the bronze. Okay. Moving on to the next LEDVANCE Link Bluetooth low energy mesh line voltage controller. I like to call it sometimes also a power pack. The LEDVANCE Link controller is ideal for a ton of commercial spaces. So think classrooms, any place where you need adaptive lighting for various teaching activities or where you're seeking energy efficiency, maybe storage areas that benefit from occupancy-based controls, busy hallways, stairwells. It has a built-in maximum load of 6 amps and operates across a voltage of 120 to 347. So great for Canadian market. It does also operate effectively in temperatures ranging from negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit to 149 degrees Fahrenheit and supports 0 to 10 volt dimming and dim to off capability. So this is going to give you that flexibility to adjust light levels to suit any space and boost energy savings and really tailoring the space to fit whatever needs you may need. So what really makes this nice is that it can be installed into any manufacturer's luminaire, which means you can easily add a LEDVANCE solution to any project using anybody's luminaire. As a matter of fact, you can even put it on non-0 to 10 volt luminaires. You just won't get dimming. So you could put it on just a regular on-off luminaire with no dimming, and you can still group them. You can still create zones. You can do all that. So this one controller is going to operate up to 6 amps. And it does the dimming through 0 to 10 volt dimming wires. You could, if you wanted to, put one of these on each luminaire too, if you want an individual control. Now this one, like the other one I just showed you, is a 200-foot clear line of sight wireless communication range. So that means that the nodes can be placed up to 200 feet apart. Now, this does feature that BLE technology, which we already talked about. It also has that 0 to 10 volt dimming with dim to off when using 0 to 10 volt dimming drivers. So you get that dim to off feature, which is really cool. You can, of course, as I mentioned earlier, use this on non-dimming luminaires too. You can still do all the regular functionalities of the LEDVANCE Link. With the 120 to 347 volt operation, it makes it compatible across the United States and Canada. And it's tiny, it's just 3.71 inches by about 1.92 inches. So it makes it so that an electrical contractor can easily install it. And it also fits into just a 1/2 inch knockout. So it can be mounted to, say, like a side of a luminaire if you need to, which is also a nice feature. Plus, commissioning's a breeze with the Link app. That's also free. So you can do that as well. So really, to sum it up, this line controller can be used in so many different applications. It's perfect for small projects, large projects. It's great for anybody's luminaire, our luminaire, on-off, just non-dimming luminaires. Super cool. So keep that in mind. It's a great addition to our LEDVANCE link offering. All right, Can, any questions that came up for you?
There's two questions in the chat there, and first one is, do I need, so in the parking lot, whether like you want to network each feature you want to mesh, you will use a sensor at features, correct? So the answer is yes. So each luminaire you will need a sensor. The second question, do you need a separate power supply 12 volts to power this, or does it get it from the features? So the 12 volts DC power comes with the controls ready luminaires. The controls ready luminaire means plug and play installation method where no fuel wiring is required when installing the sensor or controllers. So the 12 volts comes with the luminaires for the control ready luminaires.
All right. Any other questions?
That's only two.
Okay.
More?
Thank you, Ken. All right. We have two more products and then our EV charger. These are going to go pretty fast. These next two are just a phase in, phase out. Ballast. Yes, we're still talking ballast. I can't believe it, but we are. All right. So the first one is the T5HO. Item number 51475 is going to be replaced by 75893. And the second one is the T8 ballast, item number 49869, replaced with 75894. And let's go ahead and talk about the T5HO first. I really don't know which one's what, but they both look identical. So we're just going to grab this one. All right. So here we go. So this one here is part of our LAG series. That stands for LEDVANCE High Efficiency. It does operate on two 54-watt T5HO lamps, universal input voltage of 120 to 277. It does provide up to 86 lumens per watt when paired with two 54-watt T5HO lamps. It does have a high power factor of greater than 0.97, also a low THD, total harmonic distortion is what that means, and a Class A sound rating ensuring quiet, efficient performance. Last thing you want to do is hear these things buzzing, right? You're not going to have that. Starting method is program rapid start, so PS technology, and that's basically great because it extends the lamp life, and it also means reliable starting in low temperature conditions. So speaking of temperature conditions, these are able to operate negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit up to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. The high temp HT case rating also allows us to handle demanding environments as well. 194 degrees Fahrenheit for the case rating, 3-year warranty, 158 degrees Fahrenheit if you want to get that 5-year warranty. UL listed, all that other good stuff, right? CUL, all that is important. It does also meet UL type CC, current control protection, and type HL for hazardous location requirements. So you've got both safety and reliability for various applications. And this is just a quick little summary in case you guys want to take a little click on the spec sheet. So moving on to LEDVANCE's T5 59-watt instant start ballast, another great choice for high efficiency and cost-effective lighting. This product is also part of our LAG series. It's supposed to be operating on 59-watt T8 lamps, specifically two 59-watt T8 lamps. You also have the 120 to 277 volt universal voltage, 93 lumens per watt, instant start operation. It does work on several lamp types. You've got the FO96 T8, which is your 59 watt, or your FO96 T8 SS, 54 watt or 50 watt. And then also FO72 T8 and FO48 T8. So again, the point being there is that it just has a lot of different lamp types it can work on. It does come with small case SC, and so it's designed to fit more into a compact fixture integration. It does also have a low ballast factor operating, which basically means that it's going to have energy savings without compromising reliable lamp ignition. It also has that operating temperature range of negative 24 to 131. You got the case temperature of the exact same one that I talked about earlier. You also have all that low THD, and the power factors are all the same as the other ones too. So it makes for another really nice product in case that you are still using these type of ballasts and you need to do a quick replacement. And of course, here's your spec sheet and also the item number. So our last product, let me grab it. Hang on a second. Oh, okay. going to try not to drop this thing and not trip over it. Okay, so here we have it. Last up. Woohoo. All right, we are very pleased to announce that we have an expansion of our Phase EV Level 2 charging station, offering 2 complete offerings. You got the 48 amp and the 80 amp. So now we have a nice little offering for the 48 amp and the 80 amp. Okay. So from the outside, the 48 amp and the 80 amp product looks the same, but the similarity pretty much ends there. So the output amperage of the EV charger directly relates to how quickly the charger can take on an EV. To that end, LEDVANCE now offers, of course, the 48 amp, which we launched a while ago, but the new edition, the 80 amp, has a robust 80 amp that boosts to a 66% increase in power over the 48 amp model. So output current of both product lines is not fixed. As a matter of fact, you can select the maximum output from several settings. So for the 48 models, you've got to choose from 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, or 80 amps. For the 80 amp models, you have all those same choices, but you also add 64, 72, and the full 80 amps. So this basically gives you the flexibility, and it lets you tailor the charging speed to your needs and to what your electrical infrastructure can also handle. Now, at the maximum setting, the 48 amp charger can deliver up to 11.5 kilowatts at 240 volts, which is great for more like your offices, multi-residential, retail, education, that kind of thing. The beefier 80 amp, which I'm holding, can output up to 19.2 kilowatts at 240 volts. And so that means that you are going to have a significant boost in the charge rate of the vehicles that are connected to the 80 amp. And so think more about charging your fleet vehicles. Think about like maybe delivery trucks, maybe buses, all those bigger type vehicles. All right. So that's why this 80 amp comes into play out of the gate. Okay. So yes, we have a lot of features and benefits. All right. So other than the amperage, the features I'm going to highlight are identical for both the 48 amp and the 80 amp model. This is kind of a refresher course, right? So starting from the top, each charger has a side-mounted emergency shutoff reset button, which can quickly and easily disconnect the power from the charger to the EV by pressing the button. This reset function makes it convenient to restore operation after resolving minor issues and minimize downtime and ensuring reliable service as well. Now, the charger does ship with the hardware required for wall mount installation. There's also the optional pedestal mounting options with or without cable management. And one of the largest features of this charger is a super user-friendly, easy interface with that 4.3 color LCD touchscreen that includes menu options in English, French, Spanish. So it delivers that intuitive and accessible user experience as well. So the power level is one of the obvious places where the 48 amp and the 80 amp products differ. We already talked about that. The wiring for the 48 amp chargers can be accomplished from the bottom of the charger or the back. The 80 amp must be wired in from the bottom. All right. Both models do feature the secure L1, L2, and ground terminal blocks for convenient and reliable connections. Each unit does include a 25-foot SAE J1772 Type 1 charging cable, which offers that flexibility and easy to reach with all the length that it has here, that 25-foot. And of course, the J1772 is currently the most common non-Tesla connector. That was getting heavy. But keep in mind, there's adapters in case you're using Tesla. Not a big deal. You can get that. The 25-foot cable is the only visual distinguishing feature between the 48 amp and the 80 amp models. Due to the higher current of the 80 amp model, the charger cable has a larger diameter than the 48 amp model. Also, the embedded metering features a plus or minus of 1% accuracy and also a real-time clock, which has enabled all models to now be CTEP listed, which basically means it's eligible for sale in California. Now, the Phase EV features the NEMA 4 enclosure, certified for indoor and outdoor use. the IK08 impact protection, the IK65 ingress protection, ensuring durability in demanding environments. It has a wide operating temperature, can be used in lots of environments, all the way down to -40°C. In addition to the RFID card reader, which allows flexible and personalized charging, authentication, the optional NFC reader supports that tap and charge contactless payments for added driver convenience. Next, of course, is the advanced connectivity. You've got the built-in Wi-Fi, Ethernet, and Bluetooth connectivity that all come standard with the optional 4G and the ISO 15118 compatibility available to meet various applications. And finally, the large, bright LED status bar is a color-changing LED bar that clearly indicates the charging status of a phase EV, making it super easy to look at it at a glance and know where you're at. So both the 48 amp and the 80 amp models, standard wall mounting hardware included. But you also have a freestanding pedestal option, including single or double charging mounting configurations with or without cable management. There's also a pedestal base with or without optional decorative cover as well. So you've got some options here as far as accessories go. Now, this slide basically highlights the heart of our unique strategy to ensure LEDVANCE will have the right products in stock despite the varying customer requirements as well as changing regulations. So LEDVANCE can supply 7 variations of the 48 amp chargers and 7 variations of the 80 amp chargers. All the variations start with that base model that includes the built-in Wi-Fi and Ethernet connectivity. This model can be used for your non-income generating installations, or they can connect to a cloud-based network operating using Wi-Fi or Ethernet connections for control, monitoring, and minimizing the chargers. Through our made-to-order program, any combination of additional options can be installed. So that includes 4G cellular modules, the ISO 15118 modules, and modules enabling NFC tap and charge authentication. This versatility delivers the right product to the customer at the lowest cost. You only basically paid for what you need, and that's a huge selling feature of this product. And now, one more thing. I never like saying anything in case people aren't clear on what it is, and I didn't really know what this meant. So in case you're not familiar with ISO 15118 plug and charge, it means that the feature is an EV charger that is equipped with ISO 15118 capabilities. It means that the EV charger includes ISO electronics. And basically all that means is that you can simply connect your EV charger or your car to a charger and begin charging automatically without needing to use a separate card, an app, or authentication method. So that ISO 15118 just makes it easy. Kind of think plug and play. In our Lightning world, it's just plug and charge instead. And the charger vehicle communicates securely, and it handles all the identification, all the payment is in the background. And so it just makes for a much more convenient process for the users who are using it. Now, moving into the ChargePoint operator software, this is ChargeLab software. And of course, it enhances the phase EV by enabling a smart, connected, and profitable EV infrastructure. So it provides the charger owners with a powerful site management tools while delivering the drivers with a seamless and flexible charging experience that everybody wants to expect. We want things easy, right? So the ChargeLab software is a cloud-based platform specifically for EV chargers. It enables a central management and monitoring and control of charging stations. Some of the key features of this include the real-time analytics, the customization on the load balancing, the power management, the automated billing management, and the software also supports flexible pricing models, scheduling, integration with various payment methods. So it's just overall a really nice software program that enhances operational efficiencies. It reduces maintenance through the remote diagnostics even, and improved user experience, which is exactly what we want. And in summary, here we have the 80 amp level 2 EV charger. So a great addition to the 48 amp that we already have. Much more of a robust connectivity. You've got your options with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Ethernet, optional 4G. You've got the products in stock for the most part. You use the base model, and then from our made-to-order program, boom, 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 you're off to the races with what you need, which is great. All right. Eric, any questions on your EV chargers?
Yeah, thanks, Lynette. I don't see anything either in the question and answer or in the chat for these products at this point. But If anybody has any questions, I encourage you to connect with me directly, and I'd be happy to answer anything you have.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this Power Through Launch training. Be sure to scan the QR code for your certificate. You can also send any questions regarding this PPT or quiz to LightPoint Midwest at LEDVANCE.com.